welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well out there. And today we're going to make the case for physical media yet again with a brand new release from Kino Lorber. But before I get into this one, do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe. I greatly would appreciate that. Yes, today, since summer is coming and we're all going to be going on vacations of some kind, Kino Lorber just dropped his 4K this week for an 80s comedy about going away for vacation, and that movie is The Great Outdoors. The Great Outdoors came out June 17th of 1988. It's rated PG. It's an hour and 31 minutes long. Had a budget of $24 million, and upon release, it made $43.5. So it was a minor hit. To direct this film, Howard Deutsch directed this film. He directed Pretty in Pink because with his writer and producer, John Hughes, wrote and produced this film. He actually was going to direct this film, but John Hughes was very busy in the 80s and he didn't have time to direct this, so he passed off directing duties. In this film, we got a great cast because we got Dan Aykroyd playing Roman. We have John Candy playing Chet. They are brother-in-laws. We got Annette Bening playing Kate. She is Roman's wife. We got the great character actor Robert Prosky playing Wally. He's the owner of these cabins in the woods on this lake. And Britt Leach plays Reg, who's been struck by lightning 66 times, 67 during this film. And he was also the toy store manager of Ira's toy store in the original Silent Night, Deadly Night. Basically, this movie is, we're going to go over the movie quick, and then we're going to talk about this disc, okay? We'll give you my thoughts on what way this disc looks. I was very excited about this one. This is a movie I've been watching since I was a little kid. I remember my parents renting this, and we'd watch it every summer. We'd watch this movie. And I was really happy to pick this up. I have the old Blu-ray, so I wanted to see what Kino Lorber did with this, and we're going to talk about that. But pretty much this movie is, we got Chet's going to this cabin in the woods at this little cabin rental place on this lake in this little town in the mountains where his family used to go when he was younger. And he wants to share that with his family. So when they show up, Roman shows up with his family not too long after. And they get along to a point, but there's also some bad blood there, as we see, and some shenanigans ensues. And then we find out that Roman tries to scam Chet out of some money. He feels bad about it, goes back, rips up the check, explains to Chet what's really going on, that he's not as successful as he's made it out to be. And then we have that famous bear chase. They blow the hair off the bear's ass, and we have a happy ending to The Great Outdoors. So what to like about this one? Well, the cast. Dan Aykroyd and John Candy were great friends in real life. They were great friends, and they have terrific chemistry here in this film. The surrounding cast is great. The wives, the kids are all great. And then you got character actors like Robert Prosky, who is fantastic in anything. I mean, the man's since passed away, but he's great here as Wally. Even the small part, the character actors, very recognizable folks, and they're all great here, as you would expect in a John Hughes movie. While I would say this movie's not as funny as some of John Hughes' other films, what I like about the chemistry really sells this movie, and just the family aspect. His father wanted to share something with his boys, and you just see him trying to make that connection with his son and just trying to spend some quality time. I will say this is one of the John Hughes movies I don't think, usually John Hughes movies, no matter what the movie is, we get that sweet kind of emotional moment. No matter what's going on, he sneaks it in there. Here, I don't think we really ever get that moment, but that's okay. I don't need it here for this film. I think this is just a good time. It's funny, not overly funny, but it's funny. It's an easy watch. It's a movie I've been watching since I was a kid, so I definitely have great nostalgia for it. I just think it's a breeze to get through, an hour and 31 minutes long. And again, just with John Candy and Dan Aykroyd together on film, you can just watch them two bounce off each other all day long, and they're great together. So I would give the movie itself an 8.5 out of 10. It's not my favorite John Hughes movie, but it's definitely one I have a sweet spot for, and one I definitely enjoy watching around this time of year every year. I watch this movie at least once a year, and it was a perfect time for Kino Lorber to drop this movie. Now, like I said at the beginning of this review, the movie did okay upon release. It wasn't a huge size hit for John Hughes, but it did make a little bit of money. But once it hit the video rental market, that's where it really got its following, and that continues to this day. And that's why we got this 4K now. I mean, it's a movie that continues to sell well. get people watch. I don't think this is streaming anywhere right now, but I have the old Blu-ray. So this is a movie people look back on fondly, and it's one I look back on fondly, and I enjoyed revisiting it. So 8.5 out of 10 for the movie. All right, let's talk about this brand new 4K from Kino Lorber. Let's take this apart. Slipcover like normal on the back. Just a little bit about what they did to the movie, about the movie, and what special features. And then we got the hardcover plastic case, which I love. And inside, we got the Blu-ray disc, and we got the 4K disc in here. Standard Kino Lorber release. Okay, let's get into what they did to this film, and I'll give you my thoughts on how this film looked. It's a 4K scan of the original 35mm camera negative. This is presented in its original aspect ratio of 1.85 to 1, HDR10 and Dolby Vision, and for the audio side, it's a 2.0 DTS track. I will say, I think this movie looks good. It looks better than the old Blu-ray. Now, this is a comedy. This movie is not a visual feast in terms of lighting or shot composition. But I will say, it's definitely a marked improvement over the old Blu-ray. The movie looks good. A little soft in spots, but that's probably the source. But some shots are really detailed. There's still that film grain there. There's no digital smoothing that I saw during watching this film. The nighttime scenes look good. And everything looked better. It looked better. This is not a knock your socks off transfer, but it's a marked improvement. And if you're a fan of this film and you want the best version of it, then I would highly recommend this. It's worth the upgrade over the old Blu-ray. It's definitely a marked improvement over that old transfer, as you would expect. I think Kino Lorber probably did the best they could with this. I do think though, the Uncle Buck 4K that they released back in February was better. But this is a good transfer. It really is. This is a very solid transfer for a movie that most people probably wouldn't even think they need it for, a comedy. But there's some other comedies that I have 4Ks for that look much better. American Pie looks much better in 4K than the old Blu-ray. Stripes it's a marked improvement. Ferris Bueller's Day Off's another one that looks really good. So comedies could look good too, and this is another one. If you like this movie and you want the best version of it, I would highly recommend this movie. The audio track itself was good. It was clear. I mean, this isn't an action-heavy movie until you get to the bear chase and rain and all that. But it was a good track for what it is. You can hear the dialogue clear, and it sounds good. It sounds good for what it is. And the 2.0 DTS track, it's a solid track. It's not going to blow your sound system away or anything like that, but it does what it needs to do for this movie. There's three audio commentaries on this disc. Those are the only special features on this disc. There's no other special features besides the theatrical trailer, which I like checking those out because it's just, a little time capsule. But overall, this is a very solid release by Kino Lorber. I would give the disc itself an 8.75 out of 10. 8.75 out of 10 for the disc, and an 8.5 out of 10 for the movie. If you like this movie and you love physical media and you want the best version of it, again, I will say this is worth the upgrade. But if you don't want to pay full price, wait a little bit. Kino Lorber will have a sale during the summer. You could probably pick this up for around 20 bucks. That's just a little tip. Kino Lorber has sales quite often, and usually these 4Ks go on sale, and you can get them a little cheaper than they are right now, since this was just released this past week. But yeah, let me know down below. Are you a fan of The Great Outdoors? Are you planning on picking this 4K up, or did you pick it up already? Leave me know down below in the comments. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, share this video, all that great stuff. I greatly would appreciate that. That's it for this one, but until next time, bye.